So, why does Pride Month exist? Pride Month, which is celebrated every June, is not just a time for parades and parties. It is a deeply political act, a form of resistance, and a reaffirmation of the ongoing struggle for LGBTQ rights and social justice. To understand why Pride Month exists, we must look back at the origins of the queer movement and the pivotal events that shaped it. The roots of the queer movement can be traced back to the early 20th century when individuals began to challenge societal norms and advocate for LGBTQ rights. However, it was the Stonewall riots of June 1969 that truly ignited the modern queer movement. On the night of June 28, 1969, patrons of the Stonewall Inn, a gay bar in New York's Greenwich Village, resisted a police raid. This act of defiance sparked a series of protests and clashes with law enforcement, marking a turning point in the fight for LGBTQ rights. The Stonewall riots were a response to a society that criminalized their existence, denied their rights, and subjugated them to routine harassment and brutality. This uprising was a demand for dignity, equality, and justice. Pride Month honors the legacy of the Stonewall riots and the ongoing struggle for queer liberation. It is a celebration of identity, resilience, and community. One of the core aspects of Pride is the celebration of diversity. The demand for queer people to blend in and not stand out is an attempt to erase diversity and maintain the status quo. Those who oppose Pride often expect queer people to conform to a society that rejects them. They say things like, "I have no problem with you being gay, I just don't want you to make it your whole personality." This sentiment implies that queer individuals should act normal, suggesting that they aren't normal. The irony is that everyone's personality is influenced by their sexuality and gender, whether they recognize it or not. Just think about any romantic movie centered around a straight couple. Our sexualities are a core part of who we are. People just have a double standard for what is acceptable and what isn't. Opposition to queer liberation often stems from deeply ingrained religious or outdated scientific beliefs that view queer people as unnatural. These beliefs are rooted in a dogmatic binary understanding of sex and gender, conflating both as the same thing. Scientific evidence demonstrates that sex, gender, and sexuality exist on a spectrum, not to mention that the mere existence of intersex individuals, transgender people, and diverse sexual orientations disprove the existence of a binary-only framework. Celebrating Pride is a way to affirm this diversity and reject the narrow definitions that have been used to justify discrimination. Pride Month is also a time to honor those who have fought and died for queer liberation. It is a gesture of respect for the activists and ordinary people who have risked their lives to challenge oppression. From the early pioneers of the queer movement to the present-day activists, the struggle for equality has been fought with danger and sacrifice. But Pride Month doesn't just honor the activists who died fighting for the cause. It also honors those who were victims of hate crimes, who were targeted for simply existing and being themselves. Pride is a tribute to their courage and resilience. It is a reminder that the fight for queer emancipation is far from over, and that we must continue to advocate for justice and equality. On the screen, you have been seeing the faces of those who have died for the cause and died for simply being themselves. Unfortunately, those who you saw are not the only ones. There are many, many more. The struggle for queer liberation is inseparable from other social movements and the broader fight against capitalism. Capitalism thrives on exploitation and division, pitting workers against each other based on race, gender, sexuality, and other markers of identity. This system benefits from the marginalization of queer people and others, as it maintains the hierarchies and power structures that sustain capitalist exploitation. Queer liberation requires the dismantling of capitalism. It demands a radical transformation of social relations where people are valued for their humanity rather than their ability to generate profit. Pride Month is more than a celebration. It is a powerful act of resilience and a call to action. It honors the legacy of those who have fought for queer liberation and reaffirms our commitment to the ongoing struggle for equality and justice. By celebrating Pride, we challenge the forces of oppression and demand a world where all people can live authentically and freely. Pride Month is a time to celebrate our victories, mourn our losses, and renew our dedication to the cause of liberation. Let us celebrate Pride with a radical spirit and an unwavering commitment to justice. If you enjoyed this video and would like to support us and also stay updated on future episodes, consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. Additionally, you can support us on Patreon or visit our website to learn about alternative non-monetary ways to support our work. Join our public Discord server to become part of our community and submit questions for our Q&A on the monthly Politdigm podcast. Also, don't forget to drop a comment with questions you would like us to cover. Anyways, good studies, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.